Hi everybody, my name is Joe Grisafi and welcome to my video. This is part 2 of a series of videos I am doing where I go through my old trading cards and check the prices and put them in new cases if they have appreciated beyond like 15 or 20 bucks. These are cards, this is a box of my favorite cards from the time I was collecting, which was like 1986 through 1991 or 92. That's when I was heavily into the hobby. Of course, that is also the junk wax era, so quite a few of these may not be worth anything at this point. But at one point, I believe everything in this box was valued at least $5 or more because my cheaper cards were in binders and boxes elsewhere. Let's go right into it. Actually, let me update you. If you didn't watch part 1, these were some of the highlights from part 1. The Michael Jordans here had gone up quite a bit since I actually pulled them out of the wax packs when they were brand new. So that's kind of exciting. And there was some, like this Wayne Gretzky was a little disappointing. I thought for sure that would be worth more, but not. Likewise, this assist leaders. These two Jordans I don't think were over $10. They're still very affordable. And then there was, of course, this. I knew I had this card, but I had forgotten it was his rookie. I just had the image ingrained in my mind. And then Hank Aaron here, Ken Griffey Jr., Jose Canseco, which is tremendously disappointing. That was one of my favorite cards back then. Darryl Strawberry, which I paid $100 for back then, and it's now about 50. Here's a Magic Johnson star, which are very hard to find, and my Rickey Henderson rookie. So the first series, the first set of cards I pulled out of the box were kind of impressive to me. Yeah. I'm not going to edit this video, so I may stumble through my words. I'm just going to put the two images together. Anyway, let's jump right in. This time I am trying to screen capture my eBay search so I can intercut that with the video so you can see what I'm looking at and how I determined the value that I tell you. I'm looking at sold listings, and I will enter each one individually as I research it. Okay, let's jump right in and look at what's next. I know what's next, so I'm gonna cover it and surprise you with it. So I know this one is very good to have. Let's see if I can make sure that's focused. Yeah, I believe I bought the whole set many, many years ago. I forgot how old I was. I think I was a teenager. And I think I paid $80 to $100 for the whole set, untorn, in near mint condition. So this card went right into a case and is very sharp. I am positive I'm going to get this graded eventually. There might be a little damage to the corner down here, and there's this black mark from the printer, which I think is pretty common, but the card has not been bent or torn, and the corners are pretty sharp. It's not going to be a 10. I think it could be an 8 to a 9, which would be very exciting. And looking back at that era, when I was collecting cards in the mid 80s, late 80s, basketball cards were not very popular. Of course, you know, Topps quit printing. I think this was the last set, or the set after this was the Topps stopped, and then Star came in and filled the gap, but I didn't know about Star cards. And in 1986, Fleer popped up. So I'm going to most likely get this graded along with some others that might be in this box. All right. Another Dr. J. This is 73-74. Forgive the glare. I need to make a better setup if I'm going to shoot like this. And let's look this one up real quick. Topps, Julius Erving, and just put the card number in and see 240. Okay, $35, $20, $36, That one, okay, that's $3.39. That's pretty damaged. Okay, great. I've already got this one encased in something that'll protect it for a while. I'm not going to get it graded. The corners are a little soft, but I'm going to keep it in this case. And oh, there's a little wrinkle up there too, so it's not as good as I remember it. Anyway, it's going to stay in this case. I may swap it into, and there's a little spot back here too. Okay, so that's not, I forgot what that, I don't know what that is. Anyway, this is going to stay in this case. If I decide to make everything uniform, I'll put it in an Ultra Pro, an Ultra Pro One Touch. But for now, it's going to stay in this case. Okay, David Robinson, 89, Hoops. This was a very popular card. I remember how I got this. I traded an unopened wax box of 87 Topps baseball to a dealer in exchange for this. This, I think, was a $30 card at the time, and I paid $7 a box for the Topps 87 baseball at Sam's Club and bought a bunch of those. And so I traded him something I spent $7 for this $30 card, but of course he could have turned around and sold all those packs for $1.50 or so at the time, because the junk wax hadn't become junk wax yet when I did that. This was a brand new card, and those baseball cards were only 2 or 3 years old at the time, and they were hot. So David Robinson, let's look this one up real quick. Hoops, David Robinson, number 138. My guess is $10. Oh, okay, graded 37. A lot of 3 for $6. There's a $10 one, free shipping. That's disappointing. I didn't follow his career, so I don't know if this is warranted or these were just overprinted like everything else. But there's a lot of tin that went for less than $60. Okay, that's overprotected in my opinion with this hard case now. It's going to stay there. And it's off center, so it's not worth getting graded. Okay. Brett Hull, Topps. I don't know if this is a rookie card or not, because I don't follow hockey, so I don't know if the Flames were considered a minor league team or what, but let's look it up real quick. Topps, Brett Hull, number 66. $6, $10. $10, graded PSA 10, $90. Let's look at this. Should this be graded? Centering is okay, but it's off a little bit. Corners are good. A little chipping along the bottom. I guess that's from manufacturing, because this wasn't mishandled by me. Not so important to me. I don't think I'll mess with getting that one graded. Okay, here we go. Here's the fun stuff. Patrick Ewing, 86 Fleer. Now, I have a bunch of these, and unfortunately, many of them that were stored out of the cases in boxes, even though they were kept, to the best of my knowledge and recollection, always kept in air-conditioned space. Some of the white around here started to brown a little bit. I think this one's okay. You can see, if you looked at it closely in person, you could see a little discoloration. And I don't know what effect that would have on grading. But the card itself is one, all of these I pulled out of wax packs myself. I remember exactly where I bought them. It was a baseball card shop on West Belford in Houston near Chimney Rock. It's not there anymore. It's been a long time. And I don't remember what it was called. I'm sure I could figure it out if I asked some friends. But that's where I bought it. I walked in there one day to look at their baseball cards, saw these new Fleer cards on the counter, 50 cents a pack, and I think I bought 10 packs, bought a stack of them. And got pretty lucky. I still have all of them except for one that I sold. I sold a Clyde Drexler to Richard at Bedrock City Comics for $5 many years ago at a trading show, at a trading card show, and he hadn't opened Bedrock City yet. But I sold him a Clyde Drexler for $5, and I think that's the only one I've let go out of the '86 Fleer. But let's look up Patrick Ewing. 1986 Fleer. Patrick Ewing, number 32. Graded $90, ungraded excellent to mint $28. That one's way off center. There's $6, $20, way off center. Graded 9, PSA $308. Graded 7, $60. What a big difference. Maybe worth getting graded. I'll ask some opinions about the discoloration of the back before I do that, see if that's going to make a big difference. But the card itself is very sharp. And it's been in this case for decades, probably 1990, probably 30 years. All right, the next one is Charles Barkley. Same thing about the Patrick Ewing, same exact thing. This one has a little bit more discoloration on the back. Centering is about the same as Ewing. Almost exactly the same. But let's look up Mr. Barkley, Sir Charles. Number 7. $300, graded 8.5 BGS. Ungraded 110, about the same centering as mine. There's one for $50. CGA graded 9, 167. PSA 8, 192. Okay. Maybe worth looking into again, depending on opinions on the discoloration on the back. There's a BGS 8.5 for $269. There's an ungraded one for $163. Okay, terrific. There's a 106 ungraded. Very nice. All right. I think I know what's next. You ready for this? There it is. Michael Jordan. '86 Fleer rookie. Now I've been following this card, so the prices aren't going to surprise me. My question is, how much does the centering on this affect the value if I get it graded? And again, the discoloration. It's not exactly white. And if you look closely on the edges, it's just a slightly darker shade. And I have not looked into whitening these cards. I know sometimes you can fix some flaws on comic books, but I'm wondering if you can do it with trading cards, and I'm wondering if it's worth the risk. I figure someone who knows what they're doing and would do a good job, but on a high-end card like this, do you even want to chance it? You know? I don't know if I would. I think I would just grade it as is, unless someone could reassure me that trying to whiten the card would be effective and safe. And of course, someone who knows what they're doing is probably not cheap. But it could just be, hopefully, maybe the plastic has discolored a little bit and the card is actually white. It's not centered terrifically, but it's not terrible. But let's see if we can find a comp. Michael Jordan number 57. Okay, see, these numbers are crazy. There is a graded PSA, but what's the number on this one? That one is graded oh, it's altered. What's altered about it? Card as pictured. Okay, they're not telling us what the alteration was. And this one's got a corner, a bad corner. It didn't get a number rating. And it still sold for $2,000 despite this damage on the upper right corner. Okay. Near mint PSA 8 for $43.95. 3251 PSA 7. So this is definitely worth getting graded. Real quick, your thoughts on grading. Who should I go with, PSA or BGS? There's a couple of them now, but I've always been familiar with PSA, but I understand, I'm reading BGS might be a stronger grade. I would love to hear what you think. I'm going to look at this PSA 7 here that went for $3,251.06. And compare it to mine. His corners look okay. The centering looks about the same as mine, but what makes that a 7? The centering can't. Does the centering affect it that much? I mean, you can't see up close the real condition of the corners, but they look okay here. So you can get real close on mine. Now, I know the history of my card because I got this out of a 50-cent pack. And what I don't have here, I have 2 more of these in my safe deposit box, which I also got out of 50-cent packs. So I'm the only one that's held them, that's handled them since they've been out of the packs. And as far as sharpness of corners and whatnot, the other 2 are just as good as this. They might be better centered, but I know one of the others has a little offset. The black border slipped a little bit in printing, so it's not perfectly aligned with the yellow outline. Anyway, there's my Michael Jordan, which will eventually get graded. Now what I want to do is, I want to do something special when I grade this. I don't want to just mail it off. I was thinking of doing a road trip to wherever I go to get it graded and documenting the trip. But let me do a still here for my thumbnail. I hope my big shiny forehead isn't distracting. I think I'm sitting right under my house light here. Okay, moving on. We are at 20 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon and do another one. So there might be a whole bunch of these videos if I keep up if I have the energy to keep doing them. And here's another Patrick Ewing. This one, I remember this very well, has a red splotch from the printer right there. But otherwise, the condition is just as good as the other. This one's centered pretty well. Maybe a little better than the first one I pulled out, but that right there is going to affect it. Still, probably worth getting graded. Man, I still feel very lucky to have picked up some of these and to still have them, and to have been smart enough to put these all-star rookies into protective cases, because I know the commons that I have all become discolored on the back. Not terrible, but they are certainly not white. And let's see what's going to be next. I might just wrap this one up in a minute. All right, I'm going to get it through a couple of these. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do 8 more, and then I'll wrap it up. All right. O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson. Dan Marino rookie. Another Wayne Gretzky. So I know that one's not but a couple of bucks. I'll put that aside. 78 Pete Rose. 78 Lou Whitaker rookie. And this is Dale Murphy rookie. So these were pretty good cards at the time. And the special thing about 1978 set, these were the first cards I bought for myself as a kid. I still have the 1978 complete set that I bought. I remember saving my money and getting it. I think the name of the company was Granada Cards. The box is just in the other room. So these may be part of that set, cards that I pulled from that set. I need to double check and make sure that these belong in the set before I do anything drastic with them, like get rid of them, because that set holds a special place in my heart. But real quick, let's look these up. The condition is, they're all pretty good. The Lou Whitaker has a little damage on the corner here. I did handle these as a kid, but they look like I took pretty good care of them. And here's an example of a bad choice of card sleeve. See how yellow that is compared to the other one? So hopefully that doesn't damage the card, but that needs to go away no matter what I put it in. But let's look up the OJs first. Number 100. Go to advanced. Sold listings. Tops OJ Simpson. 100. Okay, $1. $3, $2, $7, 6, 2, free shipping, poor condition, near mint, $10 plus shipping. Would these be near mint? I don't know. Centering's not perfect, but not terrible. But I do need to, I'll take this out. Let me take it out now, since it's only a couple of bucks. See how white that stayed. Okay, that's still pretty white. So the card's okay, it looks like. See how yellow that is? You can see the computer, see the table, how yellow that is. It's unbranded. I think back then we knew that the importance of PVC or what plastic to choose, but I don't think I paid much attention, obviously. So that is an unbranded card holder that turned very yellow. That's going in the garbage. Put this OJ in a safe place. I'll put it with my other OJs that were not in this box. Okay, this Dan Marino rookie, pretty off center, otherwise it's going to be pretty sharp. But let's look him up. Card number 123. Dan Marino, 123. Graded PSA 8, $84. Graded 9B CCG, I think that is, 123. Ungraded, $35. Okay, this is going to get a 84 reprint, $500. What is that? Okay, this is going to get a Ultra Pro case. There's two, $25 a piece if you bought the pair. PSA 8 for $55. He deserves an Ultra Pro case. So this is the Ultra Pro One Touch. This is a 35-point card holder. I like these quite a bit. I think I paid 35 plus tax for a box of 25 of them. They normally sell for $2 a piece. So I was happy about that. And it's a little magnet at the top. comes apart pretty easily to the touch. Get rid of that, and you would just drop it back in the little slots there, and it snaps shut. So I'll leave that there. Let's take merino out of here. Get the oil off my hands real quick. Take him out. I hope I'm not scratching the surface of the card. That's something when I've done a little grading research for myself, and I had never thought how important the surface of the card would be. Obviously, anything glaring would hurt it badly, but you could easily scratch the surface by doing what I just did. I never considered the importance of penny sleeves when putting cards in these cases. This is a card guard, which looked like it didn't yellow much at all, if any, over the past 30 years. Get that in there, make sure he's in his place. He slipped out a little bit. And there we go. There's a little chipping along the bottom of mine here. And obviously it's off center. I doubt I will get this graded and just be content to have the card. I don't recall if I pulled this from a set that I bought or have this individually. I hope it's separate from the set that I have. I don't remember. I need to go through my sets and see what I pulled from them. So there's Dan Marino, rookie, in his new case. And Pete Rose, probably a couple of bucks. He'd been playing a while. But real quick, let's look him up. That could go with OJ. Pete Rose, number 20. $1. Graded $11, $1.32. So he might be relegated to my dollar binder. Or just a hard case. I might get some more of these and put loose cards in here. It might be easier to store because my binders are a little cumbersome. And I might do a separate video with my binders that I haven't opened them for years, but the other day I opened up my binders and there were spots on a lot of the pages, a lot of moisture on the pages on the outside and some on the inside. At my townhome I lived in a few years ago, there was some water leak, so the humidity may have gotten into the binders. Cards seemed okay, but I don't know where the moisture actually came from because they didn't get wet, but there was a lot of moisture in the air. Fortunately, I got these out of the house and the very expensive stuff out of the house very quickly and put them in a safe place. But there's about $1. And I'm pretty sure Lou Whitaker has very little value now. But let's look him up real quick. 1T 704. $1.50. Oh, that's too bad. $1.50. Welp. Okay. Are the late 70s considered junk as well? I didn't think they were. Let's put you aside. And last but not least, let's look up Dale Murphy. If I recall, this reached about $40 in the late 80s because he was considered one of the current sluggers. But I have a feeling, oh, it's also got Lance Parrish on it. I have a feeling this is only a couple of bucks now too. Let's see. Number 708. $4, $8 free shipping. Best offer under 35. PSA 9, $65. Okay, what's this look like? That's a pretty solid card. Soft bottom left corner there. I probably won't spend the money to get that graded. I don't plan on selling it, especially if it's part of my set. Now, if I find the set complete that I didn't pull this from it, I might grade this to sell someday. Anyway, that's all I have today. This video, I've reached 32 minutes and probably feel like I'm babbling. Hopefully though, you have found this interesting and somewhat entertaining. I'm enjoying going back through these, and stay tuned for part 3. I've got the rest of this box to go through, but at this pace, there will be either a lot of videos or I just will fly through some of these and do a video with the highlights. That actually sounds better, to just pull the highlights. Anyway, if you like this, please hit that thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I have some more baseball card stuff, but I also have acting stuff and filmmaking stuff and some videos of my dogs and my turtles. So I would appreciate your subscriptions and your likes, and I will see you soon. Bye.
For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball